Hey everybody, this is V, and you are looking at Lyria, which is the moon around one of the moons around ArcCorp. And I thought I would touch base with you regarding some scanning mechanic stuff and why this is probably one of the most profitable moons in the verse right now. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I thought I would just kind of pick some place. It doesn't really matter. There seems to be a lot more places than there used to be on that's available for you to quantum to, like the launch pad. I don't remember a lot of these. I think these have been recently added, which is kind of cool. And I am going to go ahead and I'll head towards the orphanage. I think that's probably kind of my old stomping grounds a little bit. And we are going to go ahead and quantum in there. And what we're going to be talking about today is scanning mechanics. There's going to be a little bit of a few tips and tricks in here. And we will be kind of showing you how to deal with the inevitable, which is, when rocks won't scan and some of those other things. So, grab a popcorn and kick back, and we'll go ahead and do that. So the first thing we want to do, one of the things that makes Lyria so profitable, and a lot of people realize this, but then there's some people who certainly don't. And one of those things is, I'm going to kind of get it underneath the clouds here. One of the things that we need to do is kind of go on kind of a straight line run. So every cluster of rocks that you're going to find on Lyria is going to be Quantanium, and so we're going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and kick it in. And now I am flying the Nomad today. Definitely not the most fuel efficient ride for us to be taken, but it does have very good straight line speed, certainly for what we're going to be doing here today. And what we're doing is we're going to stay around 1.5 off the deck, a little bit. Sometimes we'll dip down, sometimes we'll go up a little bit, and we're certainly not looking to cause ourselves any kind of a crash or anything. But what we're looking for is those rocks right there that I'm flying by. And we are looking for a cluster of those rocks. And so there are lots of times when you'll find the two Geminis or whatever, you'll find those, and those are great. They definitely have there definitely can be Quantanium in any of these rocks, but what we're specifically looking for is a cluster today. So we're cruising by, just trying to do that. So. And like I said, we're sticking around 1.5. We're just kind of buzzing straight line speed. You can see that the old Nomad's kind of drinking hydrogen over there, but that's okay. Eventually, we'll find one of these clusters, and when we do, we're immediately gonna stop. And we're gonna pivot. We are going to go take a look at it. We start out our mining operations by just having everybody just kind of hitting it as fast as they can and doing their thing and looking for the clusters, and part of that is just this like the straight line. So there's our first one. So here I'm going to stop. We're going to kind of turn, pivot, and look. Yep, and then we're going to try not to black out, but it's it's a little rough. Geez, we're kind of rough there, but no problem. We are now located exactly what we wanted to locate, and I am actually going to switch from sticks to mouse and keyboard, because we're going to come in here now. I'm hitting V on the keyboard. We're going to come in here and give these guys a scan. And so, yeah, we've been looking around for exactly this type of thing. Every single time you find multiple rocks, they're always Quantanium, without fail. And so now I'm going to move in and start kind of doing the scan. But this is kind of one of the things I wanted to touch base with you about is, just because I want to scan these doesn't mean that you can. And so it's one of those things where it does sometimes take a little moment for them to kick in. In this particular case, I got lucky. So let's go ahead and scan what we got. Okay, this first rock here is going to be a 2%er. Not great. Let's just kind of keep looking here. The nose is kind of dipping, and that is a 16%er. Not lovely. Not terrible, but certainly not fantastic. Let's see what we have here. That is another 2%er. So we've got one 16%er in this cluster so far, nothing great. Now this is what you're looking for right here. This is a 5100 mass at 49%. So you've got, that's a 49.35. That guy right there is a lot of Quantanium. Okay, that alone is going to be over, over 50 SCU. It's probably going to be, mid 50s. And so, this is absolutely something that's starting to pique our interest here. Now, we generally have a rule of thumb that we like to get around 70 SCU if we're going to bring in the mole. We'll generally bring in the prospectors to do the breaking, and then we'll have the mole go ahead and do the scooping. And so, you can actually kit out for that. You can kit out the TRs. That's not a bad way to do it. I think they're called filter FLTR. I can't remember exactly, but I'll put it in the video for you, so I don't sound so silly. So this is actually maybe what, believe it or not, might not be one that we would actually mine. And part of that is because it's not really a total of 70 Quantanium, but I'll tell you what, it's still a solid 50. And in a small operation, that's not something that you'd really want to sneeze at. That between that and the 16%er that was there, what was the mass in that 16%er? Let's take a look. It's only 3,500, so not a lot of extra in there. But between these two rocks, you're looking at over 60 SCU. So you would break up. You'd always want to break up the lower percentage one first, just in case there's any despawns. Then break up the big one, and off we go. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and move on, and let's see if we can find one more cluster. And normally, in these clusters, you hope to find a couple of big ones. We had one cluster that had 140 SCU, I believe, in it. Over the week, there's a 30%er with a 3,500 mass. That's probably a prospector full. That might be a unicorn prospector run. Not fantastic, but not bad. I mean, certainly nothing to sneeze at. You're still looking at $250,000 when you haul it in. So it looks like, I think, one more rock here. I think that's going to be it there. I guess I will pivot and maybe look for one more cluster, but I really have kind of given you what I wanted to today, so you can buzz out of here if you want. So yeah, I was trying out a new mic that I purchased today. I have been listening to your feedback. Some people mentioned that I might want to do better with my audio, and I hope that I am. I still need to get a pop stop, so have a great night, everybody. I'll see you all around the verse.